Good evening. I just want to change my approach to one of the questions that I did in today's video. This is Wednesday's video. I don't think I did anything wrong, but when I looked at it again, it just didn't seem to make sense in the way that I wanted it to. So can I propose a different approach? It was this question here, which was the one that we solved, or I solved by completing the square. So if you remember, I multiplied it out, moved the 20 over, so we get this statement here. And then we completed the square. And then in the video, I then took away 4 from both sides, which left this statement. Now, this statement is nonsense, really, isn't it? Because although it's true, I know that anything squared is greater than or equal to 0. So it doesn't really sort of make sense. So here's what I think I would now do. And be clear, you would have got full marks had you done the solution as shown in the video. Just not sure it makes sense in the way I want it to. So here's what I would do, and it's shorter. So having completed the square, I would write this. I'd write, because n minus 4 squared is greater than or equal to 0, that's my known fact that I'm starting with. I can say n minus 4 squared plus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. Must be. Because if you add 4, then it's still going to be greater than or equal to 0. Then multiply that out to show that that equals n squared minus 8n plus 20, and then take away 20 as required. So we've done pretty much the same thing. It's just I haven't had that sort of nonsense statement there. And the graphical approach that I described, just as valid, could have used that instead. Could have used the discriminant as well. Some of you might have thought of that. Anyway, so later in the video I set you another one to do. So, again, complete the square, but I wouldn't do the next stage of writing that I did in the video these days. I would instead go straight to my solution at that point. And I would say, okay, because x minus 2 squared is greater than 0, just greater than this time, which isn't strictly true, is it? So I'm actually going to put greater than or equal to 0, and then x minus 2 squared plus 3 is greater than 0. So I'm only doing that slightly different because this time I've got to prove it's greater than, not greater than or equal to. If this is greater than or equal to 0, if you add 3 to it, then it's bound to be greater than 0. Show that that multiplies out to get that. Minus 4x plus 7 as required. So it's a little bit easier, and hopefully that is clear. Sorry about that. Anyway, that is tidying that up hopefully for you. And then stand by for Thursday's work, which will be arriving in your email inbox tomorrow morning.